Well, good morning internets. Here we are. We have ourselves another vlog for the day. Well, it's been a few interesting days. Been getting some stuff done. It is what it is. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, with the hint of spring growing closer, watching the temperatures slowly get warmer and warmer. We haven't had snow in a few days. Still dealing with, minus side temperatures, but at least it's not, minus 20 or minus 30 anymore. I've been going out to the Jayco and getting rid of all the ice and snow that is around that trailer. There was quite a bit of snow and quite a bit of ice. The one day I went out there and had help to shovel the snow away, which was very muchly appreciated. Then the next day I went out and bought a bag of ice melter salt from the big Canadian box store. And I've been going out or going over there every time I go out over the last few, whatever it's been, a week or so, week and a half, and ice meltering the heck around the trailer, because me and ice and falling aren't a good combination. So I know it's probably still a month away. I know it's probably will melt by then, and I know it's probably best if I just stay away from it and not waste the money on the $7.99 40-pound bag of ice melter salt. But at the same time, I got things I would like to do in preparation, and I need to get in and out of the Jayco in the meantime, instead of just sitting here for the next month going crazy. So I've been applying a generous amount of ice melter salt, listening to it snap, crackle, pop, and melt, and then doing it kind of over and over again, and it's gone down quite a bit. When the temperature is below like minus 10, minus 15, the ice melter salt, I'm not sure, the chemical reaction or whatever it is, somehow does something. If it's above like minus 20, it won't work at all. But if it's below that point on the temperature scale, then it does activate, and then it's perfectly good. Well, with that underway, I've been in the Jayco a little bit, and I loaded up all of my cans and bottles from the winter. There seemed to be less this time around. I'm not sure if it's because I didn't drink as heavy, meaning not drink alcohol, but I do like my pop with a meal. I have a pop, and I believe I did a recycling run last April, and I don't think I did one before I moved, but I could be wrong. I don't remember bringing any bags from the old apartment out there, so there should have been bags from the summer. And when I did my return, there were water bottles, like the kind of water bottles that I don't have any here right now, of course, but that I use when I camp. So maybe I just didn't partake in my pops and other drinks like Gatorades and Clamato juices and stuff as heavy this winter. So maybe that's that could be taken as a good sign as well, right? And once those were all loaded up, we took them down there, ran them through the system. They installed a new way of counting. It looks to me like the technician or the counter no longer actually counts. They just kind of stand there and make sure all the bottles are doing what they're supposed to do. It's a giant spinning kind of disc that somehow, I don't know, maybe all the heavy stuff like aluminum and glass go to the outer edge, all the light stuff, like big plastics, little plastics, go to the middle. And then they have an air-powered actuator that must pick out the size or the density of the material and sort of half sorts it as it's spinning in that thing, and then sends it out to the belt. In the meantime, it's counted it, and then away it goes, right? It looks to be... it felt faster this time by maybe 10-15 minutes. Given the number of bags that we had, the total was probably fairly good. So I'm thinking that it's more accurate than someone counting it by manual or by hand. It felt more accurate. It felt like I got more money for less bags, but I never counted them myself first to see how much I had compared to previous years. So hopefully that system keeps working for them, because it requires less labor. It's less labor intensive. It doesn't require as much brain power, meaning that some of those deficiencies that were in past years that people complained about on social media maybe won't be as bad for the summer months. After all that climbing in and out of the back of the truck and climbing in out of the Jayco, that was pretty much it for that day. The next day, I took the generator down to the generator place. Last fall, it was starting to pop and sputter and backfire, and last time it was in, I believe it was 2020, after the big 2019 road trip, because I became sick really fast, didn't get a chance to drain the fuel, and it had done something weird to the car, probably like gunked it up or whatever. So it hadn't been in for like 4 years or 3 years or whatever, so it was due for another oil change and tune-up and all that good stuff, whatever they do there. And it was a little more money than I would have liked to have spent, but at the same time, it's no longer the 90s anymore, and you can't get a $49.95 tune-up on a small engine, right? That's one thing I've noticed in the last little while, is prices have sure changed. With taxes, new taxes being introduced, extra taxes on top of extra taxes, and then our wonderful GST on top of all the other taxes in the end, just to add more taxes on top of taxes being collected on taxes. A simple whatever it would have been there, $2.99 pack of cheese is now going for the better part of $6. You know, bread is still $2.50 a loaf for the cheap stuff. It's not $7 yet. I don't know what it would be for the expensive whole grain or artisan or, you know, that fancy loaf stuff, because I can't afford it, so I never even look. Basic stuff is getting more and more expensive every time, where a person doesn't know how even families are making it now. And I am so glad I made the choice I made in 2018 by letting go of the house. I know it was painful, I know it was costly, I know it was a lot of aggravation and stress for a few years, but I eventually would have completely failed and buckled. And I may have given up a year or two too early, but I seen what was coming. I knew this was coming. I seen what was coming. And it wasn't good for me to be in that situation. So for my own mental health and such, I made the change. My only regret is I didn't make the change sooner, or bail decades sooner, kind of a deal, and went down with the sinking ship, sort of. But was a good day. Got a couple things done. Got a few things rolling for the season. Waiting for the Honda dealer to give me a call to come pick up the generator, and then we can get on with our our spring-summer plans. It is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.